that note where, and just bear with me, Mr. Sikka, because the demand for Khalistan is not taking place on Indian soil. That's one fact that we have to clarify, and we have to badger home this point. It's not happening here. These are people who belong to the Sikh faith, who are living possibly a very comfortable life in Canada. They're not refugees in exile or people who were forced to flee India and now they want to come back to their land, because as Indian Sikhs, they would anyway be welcome. However, now, Mr. Sikka, that the local Canadians have reached the point where they're saying, go back to your land, my question to you is, what is that land and where does that land exist? Because our young Sikhs, for maybe a little bit of money, falling for propaganda which is making them a nuisance in a foreign nation. Why do they want this self-imposed refugee status? Who is this even impacting?
Let's go a little back. It is important that we repeat it each time. From the first Guru, Shri Guru Nanak Dev Ji, to the 10th Guru, everybody followed Sanatan. And Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji wrote very clearly, in more languages than one, Pratham Bhagavati Simar Ke. He printed it on his flag. Bhagavati Simar Ke. Pehle Bhagavati ko simrenge. Sent 100 kgs of gold to Kashi Vishwanath temple much before the gold was put on Harimandir Sahib. So we are one right from day we are born. However, it was Congress which was responsible, mainly responsible. 84 onwards, this grew like how. And that carnage that happened, it has not gone out of the minds and souls of people. And I've seen that from close quarters. I was in Navy at that time, a young lieutenant. I've seen it with my own eyes. And those goons continue to roam free. Judicially is equally important, if not more. Having said that, Canada continued to support them for whatever reasons, because of Trudeau. His father was also in the same line. And it's a fact that Pakistanis are at play. The reason is very simple. Pakistanis understand that they cannot control Sikhs, that they're fearsome, they're meant to fight. And each Hindu family had given first a child to become a Sikh, and this has happened it is our part of our history. My forefathers were Hindus. Name me one Hindu, Sikh, Muslim, Christian who in India wasn't a Hindu before. So that part they cannot take it away. And the Pakis' problem was how to control them. For that they had a masterpiece in their hand. What the army also controls is drugs. They grow it there illegally, yes, but that illegal over there is illegal. That is how it is turning that into gold, mine or money or whatever you call it. There are 50 odd tunnels which have been recently caught or filled up or whatever across the border. It is so easy to dig in something because the terrain is such hilly terrain and what have you. This drug hawala racket is one part of it. Congress proxy with these ISI agents, I'm saying with all utmost responsibility, that this must be checked. It has to be, they have to be part and parcel. Also the fact that certain families, the first families erstwhile was part and parcel of it, and one of their family members was charged by ED for 6,000 crores. That case is lying in some part of the world. I do not aware. This India's rapid growth is also part of the problem for Pakistan and at that time for Trudeau. Now, come to freedom of speech. Freedom of speech and abuse of speech, Canada has to decide, and I think they are addressing this situation. Last I heard from some friends of mine who have been monitoring, and one of them is topmost lawyer there. They tell that there are changes taking place, but it is not that easy that for these changes to take place. We democratized too much to take certain things back. And that's what the statement is. And because they want the labor power, tract of land is so many miles and unused. And how do they till it? Because nobody is willing to do anything. Sikhs are good for that business. And Sikhs are running their wheat and crops and what have you. The fact of the matter is that Pakistanis are using Khalistanis as the front, and they find it very easy to cultivate them, and they are handful. But that handful is like a like a lime water, drops of lime in a bowl of milk, and they spoil the entire thing. And at least they get eyeballs and so many ears listening to them. But the Canadians are not getting fed up with them. Last but not the least, please understand, Pakistan is like a cancer, a rogue cancer, which will spread. It has no other alternative but to be operated upon. And Canada is getting support from the deep state. And that deep state feels that this is the only way to control India. And we need to understand medicine.